Hello everyone, welcome back to another video from Shomus Biology. In this particular lecture, we want to talk about CFT, the full form, complement fixation test. What is complement fixation test? Why this test is used, the applications, the mechanism, the processes, everything will be discussed in the video. So I'll start with the simple idea. Why are we using complement fixation test? We use complement fixation test to detect the presence of specific antibody against particular type of antigen caused by different pathogens. So if you want to detect the presence of XYZ pathogen in the body, we can either detect the antigens, which is a direct method, or we can detect the antibody that our body produced against those antigens. We are using the second approach. We are trying to detect the presence of antibodies against a particular pathogen in our serum, and we try to find it out. Although we can detect antibodies in our serum by other methods like ELISA, fluorescence techniques, immunofluorescence techniques. We can detect them with ELISA immunofluorescence. But if we detect them with ELISA and immunofluorescence, those are modern techniques, more costly, right? But we use them recent days because those are fast, high throughput and modern. So we can say that this kind of techniques, the complement fixation, is kind of obsolete now. But still we need to read them because we are student of this field and we need to know on which foundation all the new and modern tests are based on. That is why we also study the southern blot, western blot, because nowadays we don't do southern blot, we do PCR for that, right? But we still use it, to understand. Okay, so here we use the complement fixation test. How it is done, I told you the major role why we are trying to do this complement fixation test, where we are going to do this to find out specific antibodies, right? How to find out specific antibody against antigen or infective agent in the body. That is what we want to figure out, that is what we want to find out, specific antibodies against the antigen. Okay, and to do that, what we need as a sample, we need serum as a sample. We need to take serum from patients, which is done through blood. Obviously blood is drawn, and from the blood we can separate the serum out and we can continue the process of the complement fixation test. Now what happened in the complement fixation test, this term is very important, complement fixation. This term is very important. Complement fixation is a term used to explain when an antigen interacts to antibody, and what they form is an antigen antibody complex. The antigen antibody complex that they form is a trigger factor for complement. It's a trigger factor for complement proteins, which is also present in our serum. Complement proteins are known as C1, C2, C3, C4. They are complement proteins. If you want to know what is complement protein and what are the complement pathways, then you can watch my channel. You can see multiple videos on complement pathways in my channel. Okay. Now the complement proteins, what they can do, they will only get activated when there is enzyme, when there is this antigen antibody complex. If there is no antigen antibody complex, the complement will not be activated. Complement gets activated whenever there is antigen antibody complex is formed. It is immune complex mediated activation. Okay, so activation means what? Complement has a capability to create pores in cells where they are exposed to. So if it's a bacterial cell, then complement gets activated, it creates pore in the bacterial cell membrane. So here what we can say is that they create a pore in the membrane, and once they create a pore in the bacterial membrane, that will change the osmolarity of the bacterial membrane and it will cause the bacteria to die eventually. Okay, because of the changes in osmolarity, that will cause the bacteria to die. Similarly, additionally, from outside, if we provide red blood cell, I should take a red color for that. If we provide them with the red blood cell RBC, and if the complement gets activated, it gets fixed, it creates pore in the RBC membrane. If hemolysin is there, then it can do that. It will cause the release of the components from RBC. RBC lysis will be done. RBC lysis will be done, right? Upon the complement fixation and activation, RBC lysis will be done. So what we say hemolysin is nothing but antibody that will be targeted against the RBC. Only the antibody targeted against the RBC. If we provide that, then what happens is that the complement can be fixed here and it can cause the RBC to get lysed. So complement fixation generally cause pores to the membrane of cells what they are exposed to. Okay. Now we are trying to utilize this mechanism of complement based pore creation and damage to the cell like RBC, like bacteria, and implement this to this technique of complement fixation test. And in very general word, if I say complement fixation test is actually involved in the process of complement activation, also they are involved to detect different bacterial, viral, fungal pathogen or components of the viral, fungal and bacterial pathogens. So we will see the fungal pathogens and bacterial pathogens if it is present in patient's body or not, if they are present in the patient's serum or not. Not entirely the pathogen itself or not entirely the antigen, but the presence of antibody. So antibodies presence in the body means either you have an active infection or you have an infection which is already over. Both of this can be detected. Okay. So now I am trying to give you the idea of how this process is done, and I am going to draw this image where we have the positive and negative response. So at the beginning what we do, we take the sample, and the sample means we have a serum, patient serum, and the serum is treated at 56 degrees Celsius temperature to destroy any complement protein that may be present in the serum. So patient serum obviously will contain some of the complements of their body, but we will destroy them, ensure that they are destroyed at temperatures of 56 degrees Celsius. And then what we do, we add the reagent ourselves. Now the reagent that we add, it carries what? Let me write it down. It carries the specific antigen, means known antigen for which we try to detect it. So known antigen, we add complement protein from guinea pig, and what we add RBC with hemolysin, RBC with the antibodies targeted, RBC red blood cells where the antibody is coating them. So hemolysin coated RBC or antibody coated RBC, it's a ship RBC, and the antibody is anti-ship. So anti-ship antibody coated RBC, that means anti-ship antibody is provided along with the ship RBC, red blood cell from the ship. So these are all reagents. And what is our sample? The patient serum. We treat it at 56 degrees Celsius temperature to ensure any endogenous complement protein to be degraded. Then we add these reagents, and then what will happen? Let's look at the situation of what happens in two separate tubes. In one of this tube, in patient sample, there is no antibody, and in a case where there is antibody, that means the patient is actually infected. This is infected patient, this is healthy patient. Okay, healthy patient, infected patient. Next, what we need to do, then we add antigen. So we add antigen. Antigen has nothing to bind with because there is no antibody. This antigen is specific towards this antibody, right? If there is antibody, then only the binding. Like in this case, obviously the antigen and antibody interaction will be done. Antigen antibody interaction done. Here is no interaction. After that, so that means we allow them to form immune complex. Here in this tube, there is no immune complex formed because there was no antibody. Here there was antibody, so immune complex has formed. Okay, immune complex has formed. After that, when we add complement proteins, the complement proteins are going to try to create complement activation and lysis of the target cell. RBCs are provided, so let me draw here. RBCs are provided with antibody like this. RBC is provided with antibody like this. Okay, fine. Now the difference is that here in this left hand side, the complements are there, the complements are active. Complement will be active and will be fused with the RBC coated with antibodies. So antibody coated RBCs will be targeted by the complement and it will create pores to the RBC, and that will cause lysis of RBC, and the color of this tube will be red because the RBC will be cracked open. While in the right hand side, although we provided the antibody coated RBC, but here the complement proteins are not free because the complement proteins are already fixed by the antigen antibody complex that was out there. That is why we add RBC, antibody coated RBC at the end. So this is the sequence of addition. We add the specific antigen first, then we add the complement, and then last we add the RBC. It's not like that we add all of them once. No, it's a sequential process, and try to understand why it is a sequential process. Because at the beginning, if we add RBCs with hemolysin, then add complement, obviously it's going to fix that. So first you need to add the specific antigen, the known antigen, allow it for some time of incubation, then come back, then add complement, allow them incubation, then come back, and then add the antibody coated RBC, then try to see the result, because here you need to give them sufficient time for the complement, this is complement proteins to be interacting to the immune complex, and as the immune complex is already formed here in the right hand side, then the complement that we provide cannot fix it further because there is nothing to be cleaved here. Even though RBC is there, but the complement should bind here to cleave RBC, to destroy RBC, which is not possible because the complements are already bound to the in antigen antibody complex which was formed before. But in this case there was no antibody present in the serum, so there is no formation of antigen antibody complex. Then that's why if you put the complement here, that complement is freely roaming, and when you put the RBC, the ship RBC, the antibody coated RBC, those freely roaming complement are going to be fixed on the RBC, creating the pore in the RBC, cause the release of the RBC components. That is the lysis of RBC, color will be turned red. So left hand side the color is turned red, right hand side there is no change, there is no change in color. Okay, in the right hand side no change in color, in the left hand side there is change, visible change in the color. That is going to tell us the idea about the complement fixation, how exactly it is done. This is the complement fixation, this is how it is done. Okay, and the complement fixation idea is used. So what you can tell, the right hand side for an infected person, that is a test positive person, do not have any lysis, no color change for a positive person, because obviously positive means they have the antigen, they have the antibody in the serum. But if there is color, that means it's a negative test result, and negative test result means a healthy individual, not infected, no antibody, isn't it? So we'll go backward to understand whether a person is infected or not infected. If the color is changed, like this color is changed, I'll draw the color here as well for you to understand. The color gets changed to red. If the color is changed, that is a negative test, and if there is no change in the color, that's a positive change, positive test or positive test result. Okay, so I believe you got a clear idea about complement fixation test. Although it is obsolete, we do not no longer do it, it is difficult to do, it's labor intensive as well. So we go with the PCR analysis. For the DNA RNA fragments. In proteins we go with ELISA. In proteins we go with ELISA technique, which can detect the presence of antibody even in a minor amount of antibodies. So ELISA, RIA, fluorescence based techniques that we use, although they are expensive, but ELISA is somewhere in the middle, so you go with ELISA. But still the mechanism is this. Hope you understood the process of complement fixation test. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and colleagues, subscribe to get more videos like that in future. Thank you. Bye.